It's Monday night League One action from the EFL as Charlton face Portsmouth at the Valley. South East London has proved a formidable place to visit this season, with Charlton remaining unbeaten at home. Well, Ben Garner spoke of momentum after last Tuesday's impressive victory over Exeter. Tonight he's targeting consecutive wins for the first time this season. The Addicts will be without top scorer Miles Leaburn, though, after he picked up an ankle injury in that victory. With only one league defeat all season, it's been a good start for Danny Cowley's side. However, after no victories in their last three, they'll be looking to get back to winning ways tonight to keep pace with the leaders. Well, Charlton begin the evening in 14th. Victory tonight can move them back into the top half of the table and will take them above Exeter in 10th. And with three of the top six dropping points at the weekend, including Ipswich in second, Portsmouth will be looking to take advantage of their games in hand and close the gap on the automatic promotion places. A very good evening this Monday evening, joined by legends of both, Matt Taylor and Chris Powell here in the studio at Sky Sports. Gentlemen, a pleasure to have you both back in here alongside me. Let's talk Charlton first. Ben Garner, Chris, talking about how they've been unlucky with some results, even though they are in the bottom half of the table. Where do you assess them right now?
Yeah, I think he's right. Obviously, he's coming to a new club. He wants to implement the style that he was very successful with Swindon last season. And they just haven't managed to get that together as yet. But they've drawn a lot of games, so that kind of tells you that they're always in games. It's just about, you know, getting that winning goal to get the 3 points. But they're close, and I would think last week's result against Exeter will give them a huge lift in what is a tough game this evening.
Speaking of close, Matt, it's all about Pompey keeping pace with the league leaders, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got 3 games in hand as well, so they've missed a lot of football. I think that their one word that I would say for their performances this season is consistent. You know, the previous 2 or 3 seasons, they've nearly got there. But no, this season they've started well. They've got some good players.
OK, we'll get the thoughts now of Ben Garner, the Charlton boss, who's been talking to Jonathan Oakes.
Well, Ben, unbeaten at home so far this season. How do you go about keeping that going in a tough match tonight?
Yeah, tough game for sure, difficult opponents, but we've got to go and perform well. As you say, we've got good home form. I think we can actually have won all the league games we've had here. You know, 3 wins, 3 draws, and we want to keep that momentum at home and put on a good performance tonight.
After getting the win over Exeter last time out, do you feel like you've got all the draws out of your systems? Is it a different dynamic going into this game?
I hope so. You know, we target wins, obviously. We've just had too many draws this year, but performances on the whole have been pretty good, and we deserve to take more points than what we have done, but that's where we find ourselves. But we're in a position now, we're looking up the table, we want to pick off the teams above us, and we have to do that by winning games.
What are the major challenges that you face against Portsmouth tonight?
I think they're a well-organised team. They've got good quality in forward areas. I think the front 2 are good players, a lot of experience throughout their team. But I think there's key spaces that we can hurt them, and that's what we'll be looking to do this evening, impose our game on them. You know, we want to start fast in front of our home crowd here and keep this good home run going.
And no Miles Leaburn for the time being. He is a young lad, but he's your top scorer so far this season. How big a blow is that to be without him?
Yeah, more from his point of view. Now, I'm disappointed on a personal perspective, but, you know, we'll give him the love and support that he needs to get him back as quickly as possible, and he's been a real bonus, you know, and coming into the job, I didn't even know about him, and he wasn't on the radar, so he's been a real bonus for us, but we'll get him back as quick as we can, and in the meantime, it's opportunities for others, and as always, next man up, take the opportunity.
Thank you, Ben.
Pleasure, thank you.
So Miles Leaburn wasn't on the radar. He's very firmly put himself on the radar, but unavailable tonight. And for the middle term, given an ankle injury, which is obviously our heart goes out to him. We're dealing with that. But to put not a positive on it, but for a young player, it's part of the learning process, Chris, isn't it, to work through these particular instances?
Yeah, it is, because Miles has started off really, really well. And as Ben said, he's been a bit of a bonus for him. I don't think they saw him as a headline striker, but he's actually made that himself. He scored some really good goals. He's good size, but actually he's a bit like Peter Crouch. Really good feet, and he can run. And actually, recently, he's just formed a good partnership with Stockley. They had been playing one up top, but they put 2 up top, and he scored a few goals. And he is a bonus. They're going to miss him tonight, but obviously, as Ben said, someone else can come in and try and sort of carry on the form that Miles has been showing.
And if you're a manager, do you keep him in and around the place, Matt, given as well the age of the player, to make sure that he does feel as much a part of things as he gets back to full fitness.
I think what Ben said there I really like, you know, that the club will do the right thing and give him the love that he deserves. He's a player that has tremendous potential. As Chris said, he's probably been a bit better and given a bit more this season than Charlton thought they were going to get. But 100% you keep him in and around the squad. It's difficult when you're injured, right? So what Ben will have to do and all the staff is make sure that first and foremost they show him the respect that he deserves and give him the best opportunity when he's fit, because he's going to be a massive player for them this season.
It's Corey Blackett-Taylor that comes in, but we believe it's Jesserin Raksaki who's going to be leading the line alongside Jayden Stockley. Safe to say, Chris, he's quite special.
Yeah, he's a good player. Yeah, he's a player I've seen a number of times playing for Crystal Palace's under-21s. Really good move for him, going to Charlton. The good thing about him, as you can see there, he comes in, he plays wide. His left footer normally on the right, but he doesn't stay there. He actually gets himself into the box. You can see here, he's a clever player. You think he's going to play it. He fakes to play and gets through. He gets his shots off. I know Palace thinking he's highly thought of. You know, he's a player they feel will get into their first team squad. I mean, even that, the defender's favourite, but then the composure just to pick someone out. Again, in off the line, for the pullback, fakes it, good finish with his right foot. So actually, for a young player, he scored goals with his left and right foot. It'll be a danger tonight. You know, Portsmouth will really have to watch him, depending on where he plays. At the minute, it looks like down the middle, but I think he might actually float around just to run at a back four, which is 4 centre-halves for Portsmouth. So I'm sure he feels he can get at one or two of them tonight.
But Charlton have been very, very strong at home this season, but struggled away from the Valley. Really backed up with the statistics that we're seeing here. Almost everything is better away from the Valley. Chris, it's a place that you know very, very well indeed. Any particular reason why that would be the case?
No, I mean, it's one of those strange sort of quirks that, you know, they've been decent at home. The fans get behind them. If they're on the front foot, as Ben said, they will be tonight. The crowd do get up for it. It's just one of those things, maybe away from home, sitting back doesn't really suit them. You know, and it's something that Ben and his players will have to rectify if they want to get up in sort of the top 6. But if they have to make the home form sort of the mainstay of their points tally, then so be it. And then over time you can get those, you know, those draws or those wins away from home. But yeah, if you have any ambition to go up at least in the top 6, you're going to have to make sure you try and get some points on the road.
There's only one defeat all season for Pompey, and only once have they failed to score. It's a good time to be a Portsmouth fan. We're going to take a look at them after the break. Ben Garner makes one change from last Tuesday's victory against Exeter after Miles Leeburn's ankle injury rules him out for the foreseeable future. He's replaced by Corey Blackett-Taylor, and it'll either be Corey or Jesserin Raksaki to partner skipper Jayden Stockley up top for the Addicts. But Danny Cowley and his Pompey side are unchanged from their draw against Fleetwood. So once again, top scorer Colby Bishop lines up alongside Dane Scarlett. Let's get the thoughts of the Pompey boss now, who's been speaking with Jonathan Oates.
Danny, what's the mindset ahead of this game against the Charlton side, who have yet to lose at home this season?
No, I think we've got a lot of respect for Charlton. I think their home form has been excellent, like you say, unbeaten. And we know that they have a lot of athleticism and a lot of pace, and we know that we'll have to be at our very best to get the right result. But our away form thus far this season has been good. We need to show the same resilience, the same determination and commitment that we have done away from home, and also to play with a belief with the ball as well.
It's an unchanged team. Is that a pretty straightforward decision or not?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've had a good start to the season. We've got 1 or 2 injury issues, which means that we've had to adapt slightly. But this is, you know, we won't be the only team with this, so we have to try to find the solutions to overcome that.
it is still early in the season and you've got games in hand, but it's a pretty sizable gap to the teams above you. So how important is it to get points on the board and not let them get away?
Well, I think for us, we're just focusing on the process. It's about the performance. Like I said, I think our form at the start of the season has been good, both in possession and out of possession. And we know that if we stay focused on the process, then ultimately the outcomes start taking care of themselves.
Thanks, Danny.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.
Well, part of that good start to the season, Dane Scarlett going forward for Pompey, once again partnering Colby Bishop up top. 4 goals in all comps so far this season. Another player that's gone seeking league football, Matt, and making it look pretty straightforward, isn't he?
Yeah, I think what you'll find with him, especially tonight, his movement is exceptional. He plays on the shoulder of defenders. He's scoring goals, and I think this is going to be wonderful for his confidence. You know, I think it's a good loan for him. Surprised that he didn't go to the Championship, having worked with him and knowing how good he is. But
what's he like as a player and a person?
well, I think the thing that I found, and Chris obviously knows this as well, what sets him apart from others is just his mindset and the way he approaches everything, and his confidence and belief in himself. I mean, that's a wonderful cross in, and I think it's you know, really important this moment for him that he got. This was his first goal away at Port Vale. It's not the cleanest of finishes, but it puts him, you know, and that gave him, I think, the confidence to then to be able to do this. This is a wonderful finish. It's instinctive. Dane is really good in between the posts. He's very good in terms of his movement. But Chris and I were talking off air about this finish. There's a bit of Jermaine Defoe about that, you know, that
Very
real
similar,
finish, yeah, and that small back lift. And he's a player that I think when I look at him and when we all look at him, his mindset is what sets him apart. Maybe that wasn't the best strike I've able to show.
That's that if you're a Pompey fan.
But
given what Matt said there, Chris, and he talks about the level that he's playing at, but you can't come away from the size of that club in this division. So there is pressure, there is expectation. Would that be part of the decision, you think, for Dane to play for Pompey?
Absolutely, yeah. It's part of the education. He plays years ahead of his age. He really does. And like Matt said, his mentality is you know, he believes he's going to be a Premier League player. But obviously he knows he has to go through, you know, different experiences. And this is one, playing for Portsmouth, a very big club, pressure to try and get back into the Championship, playing at stadiums like Charlton, like Ipswich, other teams in the division where, you know, there's expectation, and he's going to have to, you know, learn to sort of live with that, but also try and score goals and perform, and, you know, so far so good.
Well, 15 years ago, these two sides met in the Premier League. More on that in just a second. Tonight, they meet in League One with Charlton, looking for consecutive victories for the very first time this season, whilst Pompey want to get back to winning ways to keep up with the leaders. All the action is coming up.
It's Charlton against Portsmouth. Alessandro. Portsmouth have really got the feeling that they are staying up. It's Ambrose to put it through for Bent, and he sets Brian Hughes up. An equaliser from Hughes. The Ryderson has flicked it on, and Darren Bent is closing in on goal. Brilliant from Bent. And it's all over. It finishes at the Valley. Charlton 2, Portsmouth 1.
So April 2006, it's now October 2022. Chris, what on earth is a secret? That's ridiculous. They look exactly the same. Picture of Dorian Gray in your loft or something like that?
To be fair, myself and Matt didn't cover ourselves in glory with both goals there. But,
always blame your winger.
well, absolutely. It didn't fill in and help me out. But, no, good days, obviously. You know,
Time absolutely flying by, of course. Not only the legends here in the studio, legends at the Valley as well. Alan Kirbysley's back there along with Limboy Primus. They're celebrating Charlton's 30th year back at their iconic stadium. He's one of the good guys, isn't he? Kerb's talking to everybody there. And it's at this iconic stadium, possibly, that Pompey might be able to get at the home side, because Charlton, very, very good at the Valley, but this season a real threat for Portsmouth has been them down either side of the pitch. Matt, is this something that they're going to really consciously go after tonight?
I think you have to. You would imagine that Danny and Nicky will have most definitely shown the Portsmouth players that this is maybe an area that they feel they could exploit if they can get Koroma and Dale on the ball in wide areas and movement from the two centre forwards. I think, you know, Bishop is going to be a big player tonight. If you look at the ball in and the finish there, and with the movement that those front two players have, midfielders arriving into the box and delivery from out wide, then I think this is an opportunity most definitely for Portsmouth to put some pressure on Charlton tonight.
It's nicely teed up, isn't it, Chris? Most goals from crosses for Pompey, most goals conceded from crosses, Charlton in League One. It's
going to be a key element of the game, for sure. The full-backs will have to try and stop it at source. You know, this is Clare, but Egbo and Sessegnon are both playing full-backs tonight. They're going to have to stop it because, as Matt said, Colby lives for crosses, Dane Scarlett does, they've got good movement. So if you stop it at source, then actually it will help the two centre-halves who are two big, good-sized centre-halves, but you know, if they've got people moving in around them, it's going to be hard to defend.
Perfectly teed up then, ahead of kick-off here in Sky Bet League One on your Monday Night Football. Your commentary team for this one, Dave Edwards, and first, a very good evening, Gary Taphouse.
Yes, good evening everyone. 3 league games without a win for Pompey. That's a run that's seen them drop out of the automatic promotion places, but they do have games in hand, and this is another big test for them. Charlton have made a modest start to the season overall, but they're unbeaten here at the Valley and have won 5 of the last 7 league meetings between these two sides. In fact, Portsmouth are the Addicts' favourite opponents. 37 league victories over Pompey, more than against any other side in their history. Well, let's take a look at the lineups for you. Ben Garner is without his top scorer, 18-year-old Miles Leeburn, who has an ankle injury. The Addicts are a bit short up front. His place in attack is taken by Corey Blackett-Taylor, although Jezran Raksaki or even Charlie Kirk could also play there. Former Pompey striker Jaden Stockley captains the side. He scored here against Oxford United 2 weeks ago. Chukwuemeka came off the bench to score against Exeter. He's again named as a substitute. Danny Cowley sticks with the same 11 that started Pompey's last league game, a 1-1 draw with Fleetwood 9 days ago. The front two of Colby Bishop and Dane Scarlett have 12 goals between them this season. In form, Josh Koroma, on loan from Huddersfield, has 4 in his last 4. Centre-back Michael Morrison lines up against the club he played 150 times for. He won the League One title with Charlton a decade ago. So joining us tonight is the former Wales international Dave Edwards. Who are you keeping an eye on tonight, Dave?
Well, George Dobson, he has 2 big roles within this team this evening. Ben Garner's possession-based football requires him to be available at all times to link play and start attack, but out of possession with a host of attacking players around him. The Charlton ball winner will need to be disciplined with his positioning and constantly organising teammates around himself. And for Portsmouth, Josh Koroma, the Huddersfield loan, he has been in fine form in recent weeks. Playing off the left-hand side of midfield, he'll look to roll in on his favoured right foot and make things happen. Charlton will need to keep close tabs on him as his final ball is excellent, whether it's a pass, a cross or one of his trademark curling right-footed shots.
And 43, Tyrese Campbell. Our final huddle there for the Pompey players as the two managers shake hands. Ben Garner and Danny Cowley, of course. Well, 16 points the Addicts have so far. 12 of them have been earned here at the Valley. 13 goals scored here so far. Their most at this stage of the season for some 41 years. So Charlton's league position may be a modest one, but Pompey know they'll have to be at their very best to get back on the winning trail here in southeast London tonight. The referee is John Busby. The Charlton players take a knee ahead of kick-off, and we are good to go here at the Valley. The Addicts looking to continue their steady climb back up the table after Tuesday's impressive victory. Pompey bidding to claw back some of the ground that they've lost to the leaders in recent weeks. A month ago they were second in the table, but they've picked up just 2 points from a possible 9 since then. But they've had plenty of good days here at the Valley, including a 3-1 win here just 2 seasons ago. Charlton unbeaten here in the league and cup. Finally got back to winning ways 6 days ago. Their first win in 9 under Ben Garner. Will that kick-start their bid for a playoff place? He knows that 75% of their points have come here at home, and that will need to continue if they're to carry on this climb up the League One table. Here's Scott Fraser for the Addicts. It's picked up here by Scarlett, and he's won the free kick.
I think the interesting thing from Charlton straight away is how they're lining up front. It's Charlie Kirk who's slotting in alongside Jayden Stockley up front. We weren't sure if it's going to be Blackett-Taylor or Raksaki. It's neither. The more technical Kirk will be looking to link play, more a number 10 position you would imagine in possession, allowing the Charlton wingers to do their stuff out wide.
Well, it is a quirk of this fixture that 8 of the last 10 league meetings between these sides have been won by the away side. Certainly Danny Cowley would love that to continue. He did say before the game all our away matches have felt like home games due to the travelling support, and the away end is pretty packed again here at the Valley this evening, as you'd expect really. Around 2,500 Pompey fans have made the trip. This is Dale for Pompey. Down the line by Clark Robertson. Dale again. Robertson continuing down that left side. It's a devilish ball in as well, which needed to be dealt with on the near post.
Yeah, an excellent start by Portsmouth. Lots of movement, especially from Owen Dale on this right-hand side, drifting across the pitch. That time Robertson getting a cross into the box.
Clearance by Inniss, which has gone straight to Josh Koroma, the man in form. Certainly got his laces behind it, but not on target.
Those are the positions that Josh Koroma will pick up. You see Charlton getting the clearances all wrong on this occasion. When it does come to Josh Koroma on the edge of the box, you do expect him to hit the target from there. Scored quite a few goals and in good form. Be disappointed.
Promising early signs that this could be quite an exciting game, and that's certainly what we were anticipating. This is Stockley getting 1 or 2 GS from the away end. Had a loan spell with Pompey in 2015 under Paul Cook. Sessignon. Here's Blackett-Taylor. Perhaps it's not a surprise he's starting on this left side, because he came on and played really well down the left here against Exeter.
He played a big part in Jack Payne's goal. He gets at players, gets in good deliveries, good link-up play with Chuck Saniki on that occasion, who Charlton will be hoping to see later on in this game, especially in the absence of Miles Leaburn.
Dale. Seeing plenty of the ball early on. Just sails over the head of Koroma. Marlon Pack played the ball and was then caught by Raksaki.
This is something Charlton won't want to be doing a lot of, giving away free kicks where Portsmouth have the opportunity to get the football in the box. You see, just overrunning the ball. Raksaki did go with his studs up, didn't quite catch Marlon Pack too much. It's an opportunity for Portsmouth to load the ball into the box, though. They've got good size.
again, it's Clark Robertson who's looking for Scarlett, but the flag is up for offside against the young man on loan from Spurs. Absolutely brilliant for the England under-19 side in the summer. England, of course, won that UEFA under-19 championship. He led the line for England with distinction and has earned this loan move to League One, where he's made a very promising start so far with 4 goals in all competitions. Back by Dale. O'Connell with the back pass for Joe Walcott. I wonder how many Charlton fans here tonight were also here 30 years ago when they made their emotional return to the Valley. That first match back after a painful 7-year absence was also against Portsmouth. The win that day felt inevitable in the circumstances, and they did win it 1-0. December 1992 in the second tier. That really doesn't sound like 30 years ago. Sessegnon, Blackett-Taylor, good interception there from Joe Morrell, Wales international. You'll be keeping a close eye on him, I'm sure, Dave.
Yeah, he's come into the team more recently, and such a solid little player, Joe Morrell. Keeps the ball moving in midfield, and even though Portsmouth are more of a direct team, him and Marlon Pack will try and play football in the middle of the park. So he's never let his country down, and he'll be looking for a prolonged run in this Portsmouth team leading into that World Cup.
Beaten to it there, and Stockley plays the ball out to this left side. Blackett-Taylor will keep this in. Promising move this from the Addicts. That's decent covering in the end from Ogilvie, more than decent. Sessegnon, Dobson. Forward by Inniss, but again, Pompey will deal with it. They're pressing high up the pitch here, Charlton. Ogilvie has to get that away. Pack out wide for Koroma. It's a good burst as well, and Scarlett will try and keep that in. Back it goes for Marlon Pack. Urged to shoot by the travelling fans. Morrell, ditto. Dale. And it goes by Morrell, and it needed saving. Walcott at full stretch. It'll be a corner.
That's what Portsmouth are all about. Trying to get the ball into wide areas. They don't rush it into the box. It comes back to George Running, just guides a lovely ball into the box. When it comes in, Jaden Stockley rises to meet it. Good firm header, couldn't get it far enough in the corners, and it was a comfortable save for Joe Walcott in the end.
Yeah, Colby Bishop with the flick header. Needed saving. And it does give the first corner to Pompey. Dale goes short. Morrell. In it goes by Pack. He was always stretching again, Walcott, but the free kick has been given Charlton's way. Certainly searching delivery, that one.
Well, I don't think it's what Marlon Pack meant. Didn't quite catch the cross right, but it looked like it was dipping under the bar at the last second. Joe Walcott had to deal with it, was brave in doing so. He got the foul as Colby Bishop runs into him.
Determined to play out from the back here again, Charlton. Ogilvie with the throw. Still playing down this right side. I think a lot of Pompey fans would love to see him back on the left. Sticking with this same back four with Robertson left back.
Yeah, Robertson, who's predominantly a centre-back, playing left-back, and then Ogilvie playing on this right-hand side, although he's left-footed. Terrific 1v1 defender. We saw that a few minutes ago against Blackett-Taylor. Such a steady player for Danny Cowley's team. Never gives anything below a 7 out of 10. Someone you can rely on week in, week out.
Goes over the head of Bishop this time. This is Ogilvie. Now Morrison. Josh Griffith, the goalkeeper for the visitors on a season-long loan from West Brom. Bishop finding Scarlett. Dobson covering. There he is again. Wonderful ball he played for Miles Leeburn's goal here on Tuesday, and that's another good goal for a good ball for Raksaki. Raggett held him up temporarily, and Pat came back to help out as well.
Well marshalled by Raggett there. Quite a daunting thing when Raksaki's running at your full speed, but Raggett stayed composed, watched the ball, and won it cleanly in the end for his team.
Foul there, he certainly wanted one. Koroma just had a little word with John Busby, the referee. Good header away by O'Connell. Sessegnon. Blackett-Taylor. Fraser. Raksaki is the outlet, just fractionally overhit.
Yeah,
good
nice
battle there down that right side, I think, for Charlton.
Certainly is. Nice idea by Fraser, a long raking crossfield ball. You would expect Raksaki to be able to control it.
Ogilvie's header, but it's collected here by Sessegnon, on loan from Fulham. Here is down that right-hand side again, Egbo. Wants the return as well. Ogilvie prevents it from reaching Blackett-Taylor. Dobson. Good looking ball again, that was for Stockley. He's the one that can pick it up in midfield and find those pinpoint passes. There aren't many others who can do it with such precision.
He really is an all-round midfielder, so he has to do so much work defensively. We have so many attacking players like Charlton does. George Dobson has to be the one who holds it all together in the middle of the park. But you'll notice when he has the ball, he'll always look for that forward pass as his first option. Can he hurt the opposition quickly? And more often than not of his quality, he can do.
Mentioned his assist for the Miles Leeburn goal here on Tuesday. Top class pass it was. Blackett-Taylor. By Sessegnon to O'Connell. Now Ryan Inniss. Egbo. looking very compact when Charlton are in possession. Fraser finding Blackett-Taylor, and he'll head for the byline here. Ogilvie stays with him, puts it out for a corner to the home side.
Terrific defending again from Conor Ogilvie. We mentioned earlier how good he is 1v1, but someone with the pace of Blackett-Taylor running at you can go both ways, can go inside on his favoured right foot or down the outside on his left. Conor Ogilvie matches him all the way. Not for the first time this evening.
Charlton have scored plenty of goals, but they haven't scored a single league goal from a set piece this season. They've got their first corner here. It's been taken by Scott Fraser. A lot of grappling in the box. It's gone deep. Inniss tried to get it back across. It's deflected behind for another corner.
There's a corner that's been worked on. They're trying to overload that back post with the big players. Stockley and Inniss and O'Connell on that occasion, all at the back post.
They're just trying to bamboozle Pompey here with different types of set plays. Charlie Kirk goes short with this one. Inniss is in there again! Well, they've scored from a set piece now, and how! Terrific header from Ryan Inniss. His first goal since February. And it's Charlton with this wonderful home record who take the lead here.
Two set pieces on the bounce to Charlton. The first one caused trouble, and this one caused a goal. And it was Inniss who got himself isolated at the back post, and he fancied himself to be bigger, to be stronger. He leaps into the floor. So hard for Josh Griffiths to get down. Wonderfully worked corner routine from Charlton. They get their reward for a bullet header from Ryan Inniss.
Well, he enjoyed that one. That's another one that they've got off their back. A goal from a set play, a really well-worked set play as well. And Pompey will have to do it the hard way again. They have come from behind to win twice this season already. Most recently against Peterborough, the start of last month. I'll be disappointed with the manner in which they've conceded that goal for sure. Bishop. Work for Sessegnon to do. Throw to the visitors. Ogilvie takes. Space there for Pack. Robertson down the line. Pompey looking for a strong response here. Charlton scoring for a 12th home league game in a row. Blackett-Taylor, fabulous run. Morrison held him up briefly. This is Kirk. Sessegnon. Dobson. To Egbo. Raksaki. Lovely first touch. Vital foot in there from Pat. Came off Raksaki last.
Charlton have really settled into this game well. The well-worked set piece has got them in front. You can see how well-worked it was. They wanted to get their main attackers isolated. It was Morrison who couldn't handle Inniss at that back post, and the ball in with the left foot of Scott Fraser was on the money, and Inniss with his power gets them ahead.
Morrison immediately said to the referee, "I've been fouled there," but it was just a big physical battle as far as Charlton were concerned.
I think what he does is he doesn't allow Morrison to get off the ground. He was up earlier, used the leverage. There's still a lot of work to do, even once he does that, to be able to direct the header down. Josh Griffiths is a big presence in that goal for Portsmouth, but he heads it down and low to where Josh Griffiths can't get it. Excellent header.
Mentioned earlier just how important the home form is for Charlton. Look at that this season, 3 wins, 3 draws, and now in front again here at the Valley.
They certainly are a team playing with confidence at home. So they are a possession-based team, but there's a real intensity about them this evening.
He was fouled there. The referee decided he wouldn't play advantage. He's pulled it back for the free kick.
There's another example though, Charlton trying to press high up the pitch. Blackett-Taylor this time, trying to press Ogilvie.
Just the 1 league defeat so far this season for Portsmouth. Came at Ipswich 16 days ago. Great game as well, 3-2. Charlton will certainly expect a positive response here. Ogilvie back to Morrison. Pack. Pack again. Raggett. Robertson. Waiting for the right moment to play it forward. They've decided the moment is now. Well defended by O'Connell. A slice that from Joe Wallacott. Inniss heads away. Egbo. Sails over the head of Jaden Stockley.
Defensive shape of Charlton's very good. Is that 2 banks of 4, shutting up the middle of the pitch, making it hard to play into. Bishop and Dane Scarlett forcing Portsmouth to push the ball out to their full-backs more often than not, and then have to go back home as they edge higher up the pitch with every pass. Terrific work out of possession.
I think the feeling from the Charlton camp is with a little bit more good fortune and perhaps Chuksaniki being fitter. He's only just come back from an injury picked up in pre-season. They would have had more points on the board.
Ben Garner spoke before the game about a lot of the games they played better than what they did against Exeter the other day, and being on the wrong side of a result or only drawn a game. It is those little moments where they might have just had a shot which has just gone wide, whereas they started going in. And once you start to build the momentum at a club like this, it'll be hard to stop. It's something they've got to keep pushing on.
Diagonal from O'Connell. They had gone forward to try and win that. Instead, it's Josh Koroma. And they got 4 up here. He's played it through for Scarlett, who just tried to square it for Bishop. Perhaps stumbled as he tried to do so. And that's what Pompey are all about on the counter.
Yeah, quick in transition, Portsmouth, and that's a ball that Charlton need to be careful of. When they hit that long diagonal, Portsmouth are strong in those full-back areas. If they win the header, Charlton are wide open like they were on this occasion. Dane Scarlett quickly gets down the side, and it takes a recovery tackle from O'Connell to keep it out of the Charlton box.
Safety chimes are ringing as they prepare to take this second corner. The side with the most headed goals in League One this season. Try and get their head to this. Long it goes from Egbo. Gordon headed to win that for Pack. There's Owen Dale. Running it, Egbo. Morel. Robertson with the cross. Oh, that looked a tug-back on Scarlett. Referee had a really good look. Koroma wins a corner. Looked to me like he was pulled back, and he's making that point to the referee right now.
Has to be a penalty. We can see from up here, definitely fistful of the shirt, but what a cross from Clark Robertson. Whipped across the front of the defence. You can see quite clearly. So Connell, who gripped Scarlett, although he might have been in an offside position. If the offside wasn't given, that is a penalty.
Yeah, the flag stayed down. It will be just a corner to Pompey. Taken by Marlon Pack. Big queue forming over there on the far post. It's chipped in, the goalkeeper decides not to come. Bishop. Koroma. Robertson will leave that for Joe Morel. Stockley back defending. It's a throw to the visitors. Connor Ogilvie to take the throw. Pack. Robertson down the line for Koroma. Played that in low, and Dobson made the interception, but the cross comes in from Robertson. That's deflected behind for another corner.
It's causing problems down that left-hand side. Clark Robertson, such a wonderful crosser of the ball.
I think that's why Danny Cowley has kept the back four as it is, because they do get some great crosses in down that left side. Corner number 4 for Pompey. That's not a great cross from the left side. Cleared by Blackett-Taylor. Dale. Morrison still up from the corner. And now he has to get back, because they can break with pace and purpose here. Blackett-Taylor wants to take it on. Blackett-Taylor. Well, he made the opportunity and he felt entitled to take it all the way.
Yeah, Morrison got his feet muddled up, and Charlton are so quick in the transition with the pace they have, especially out wide. Blackett-Taylor on his favoured right foot, gets into the shooting area, but drags it horribly wide in the end. Positive from Charlton on that turnover of possession, how quickly they can launch an attack.
That's good work from Raksaki, coming together there with Pack. He lost the ball and then compounded the error by fouling the Charlton wide man, gets a yellow card.
Yes, unlike Marlon Pack giving away possession cheaply, usually so reliable on the ball. Once Raksaki makes that tackle and gets away, Marlon Pack can't afford to let Raksaki get ahead of steam and start running into the Portsmouth box, and has to bring him down.
Well, they scored from one set play. They've got another one here. Kirk and Fraser over the ball here for the Addicts as we tick towards the half-hour mark. They deal with that one okay. Pompey. Egbo to put it back in. Headed up in the air by Dobson. Headed away by Pack. Here's Scarlett. Koroma down the left. Scarlett wants the return. They tried to spray it out wide for Dale, but that's gone horribly wrong. And Blackett-Taylor, the flag stays down. Big chance for Charlton. He's done it! Beautifully taken by Blackett-Taylor, who celebrates gleefully in front of the away end. He's given Charlton a 2-0 lead here. And that was a brilliant breakaway goal. Pompey will be kicking themselves.
Two different tales of the transition. Portsmouth get it all wrong on this occasion. Josh Koroma is the one that gives it away in midfield. And Portsmouth are wide open at this point. The first time that Blackett-Taylor has got the other side of Conor Ogilvie. And once he gets into that position, has he got the composure? He certainly has. Excellent first touch, uses pace and slides it calmly through the legs of Josh Griffiths. Wonderful counter-attack from Charlton. 2-0 in front and well deserved.
Blackett-Taylor with his third goal of the season, having netted here against Forest Green last month. That was only a draw. Well, they'll be very disappointed if this is only a draw. But an excellent first half for Charlton Athletic. I think Danny Cowley will be bitterly disappointed at the goals they've conceded here.
Especially that second one. Portsmouth were in such a good position attacking. Dane Scarlett made a wonderful run, wasn't picked out. And that turnover possession. Incisive stuff from Charlton to cut through that Portsmouth rear guard.
Well, that was a big 5 minutes, wasn't it? Pompey with that big penalty appeal at one end, and 5 minutes 9 seconds later, Blackett-Taylor slides it in to make it 2-0 at the other end.
It felt like Portsmouth were just starting to get ahead of steam, weren't they? Just getting themselves back in the game, building attacks, getting into wide areas. And that really is a sucker punch. They don't get the penalty and then they concede. Lots of work to do for Danny Cowley.
Let's take another look at this penalty appeal, Dave.
So as it's whipped out to Robertson, to take on the cross first time is impressive. And although Dane Scarlett has just edged offside, O'Connell knows he's not getting back in. He has to pull his shirt. And once that offside isn't given, then it has to be a penalty. And then a few minutes later, Blackett-Taylor, one-on-one with the keeper, gets his head up, composure through Josh Griffiths' legs.
Cool, calm and composed, exactly what you need in that situation. Fine finish. The man who signed just over a year ago from Tranmere. Saki, he's tried that turn a couple of times and it's come off each time. Such a tricky player. Get one or two opportunities under Patrick Vieira, but I think the view from Crystal Palace was that he wasn't going to play enough. So get him out on loan, get him playing first-team football. Charlton reaping the benefits.
Well, Crystal Palace have a wealth of attacking players, don't they, especially in those wide areas. So for him to come and get some football is important for his development, and he certainly has had a good season so far.
Is Blackett-Taylor. Dobson. Forward by Inniss, the first goal scorer. Charlton have had a couple of big wins here, haven't they? Put 5 past Plymouth, 4 past Exeter. Done well against the teams from Devon. Stockley, what a delightful touch for Raksaki. He's got a lot to do here. A little too much as it turned out. Beautiful touch to find him now from Jaden Stockley. Dale. Sessegnon held him up, crucially. And Blackett-Taylor emerges with the ball again. Raksaki is still down on the edge of the D, top left of your picture. I think the message is clear, get the ball out of play, so Raksaki can get some treatment here. Looks like that left ankle.
They'll be hoping this isn't a serious injury. Say, driving in on his left foot, you see him do this so often. And then Morrison just rakes his studs down the inside of his ankle as he goes to chop back onto his right foot. Be a sore one, but hopefully it's just a bit of a stud wound and nothing's twisted or rolled.
Well, I wonder if he knows he's being watched by the Crystal Palace sporting director, Dougie Freedman, keeping an eye on Palace's loan signing here at the Valley. Another Palace representative, Mark Bright, favourite here as well, of course, at the Valley. Well, they will be worried, Charlton, because of course this is the same problem that Miles Leaburn had here against Exeter. Rolled his ankle and had to come off and will be out, we believe, for quite some time. But the good news here is that Jezran Raksaki is on his feet. Crystal Palace's under-23 Player of the Year last season, and an England under-20 international. Palace certainly hope that he will be a Premier League player in the not-too-distant future.
It's going to be interesting to see how both teams react to this opening 38 minutes. Charlton will be able to be a little bit more pragmatic in their approach and keep the ball, which they do ever so well, knowing that Portsmouth are going to have to open up at some point, and then they can try and hurt them on the transition like they already have done, whereas Portsmouth are going to have to start getting more balls in the box, a bit more service into Dane Scarlett and Colby Bishop, who at the moment haven't had a lot to go at apart from the one header for Colby Bishop early in the first half.
I do think Blackett-Taylor does have an awful lot of space down this left side. Ogilvy's often tucking in, and he's looking to exploit that at every opportunity. He's had a bit of a field day in this first half.
I think also on this side, in front of Conor Ogilvie, is Owen Dale, who will naturally roll inside and drift inside, which means there is bigger spaces for Charlton to exploit on Sessegnon's and Blackett-Taylor's left-hand side of Charlton.
Calmly done that from Griffith, to say the least. Fraser. Just dispossessed by Dale. Here's Koroma, and a bit of space now for Dane Scarlett. Scarlett wants to take this on, which he did do, but it got a block, crucially. Ogilvie, Pack, Koroma. cheeky turn that from Dale, and he was caught by Blackett-Taylor, and that's a free kick to Portsmouth and a yellow card for Corey Blackett-Taylor.
Yeah, wonderful awareness from Owen Dale. We say he does drift inside and he gets in those pockets of spaces, but to know a challenge was coming in from behind him, used a cheeky little Cruyff turn and gets past Blackett-Taylor, brings in a foul, and it's in a dangerous area now for Portsmouth.
Well, the referee fooled me by going for his pocket there. That wasn't a yellow card. He was going for the spray. Apologies for that. 5 minutes to half-time. Could it be a set play that gets Pompey back into this? Marlon Pack over the ball. He's going to go for it. Side netting. Would Joe Wallacott have got there if that was inside the post?
It looks like Joe Wallacott got his angles just right. Surprised he only had a two-man wall. Marlon Pack thought he could get it round the outside and get enough curl on it to bring it back inside Joe Wallacott's left-hand post. Although he scampered across, he managed to see it needlessly out.
More League One action for you on Friday night. Ipswich Town versus Derby County. Friday, 7:30 Sky Sports Football. Stockley gets it through to Raksaki. And he couldn't get the cross in because Clark Robertson made a crucial block.
Yeah, good defending from Robertson. Again, he has to keep his eye on the ball. It's a poor clearance from Morrison, gives it straight to Stockley, wanted to get a shot away. But this is the area of the pitch that Raksaki wants to be in. And it takes some quality defending from Robertson not to sell himself early and to win that ball.
Well, they've looked very dangerous from these set plays. Another short one. Nicely worked again. That got a deflection. Pandemonium once more. They haven't cleared it. Straight up in the air by Pack. Not from a Pompey perspective. They cleared their lines just.
Yeah, the movement and setup by Charlton is excellent. Really disturbing that Portsmouth back line. They're trying to leave a big area in the middle of the goal for players to go and attack. They're trying to drag the Portsmouth players away from there and then get the run on them like they did for the opening goal.
Agbo with the throw. Gets it back from Kirk. Inniss. And again. Raksaki. Wants to take it on. Raksaki! Good stop from Griffith. He really got hold of that with minimal backlift. Great strike.
Yeah, sublime stuff from Raksaki. It's all about the run from Jaden Stockley. You see, he takes the defenders with him with that run and allows Raksaki to come in on his favoured left foot. And when he does get there, it's all about hitting the target, hitting the ball well. He does that. Josh Griffiths has to make a good, solid save.
Here comes the latest corner. Over Inniss this time. Stockley with the header, but that is a push. That one is given. As Raggett was brought to the ground.
Yeah, Danny Kiley be wondering how this game has got away from him so quickly in this first half. Not a lot in the game in terms of chances and possession, but it's just been Charlton more clinical, especially on that turnover possession. Portsmouth had their chances, but been wasteful with that final ball, whereas Charlton have had a lot more about them with getting crosses and shots away.
Ben Garner will be absolutely delighted with the way this first half has gone.
And here's someone Portsmouth need to get into the game a lot more. Dane Scarlett He is making a lot of good runs. He's not being found out, especially into the channels, that left-hand side. He's been marshalled well so far.
Sessegnon wins a corner off Dale as we move into 3 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this entertaining first half. Lots to talk about. An opportunity here for Charlton to increase their advantage still further before half-time. A scrummage on the far post here. It's over Stockley, headed away as far as Sessegnon. Egbo. Oh, that's flicked straight into the path of Blackett-Taylor, who heads for the byline. Lovely job for the shoulder. Couldn't quite pick out a red jersey.
Yeah, that was the difference of running at Conor Ogilvie or running at a striker in Scarlett. Manages to drop his shoulder and get it into the box, but just overruns it at the vital moment.
Pompey will certainly have some questions about decisions in this first half. This is Blackett-Taylor. A swing of the boot from Kirk, who didn't quite reach him. Oh, won back brilliantly by Dobson. Stockley out to Raksaki. Tried to find Egbo. Instead, it's Koroma to get it away. Not very far. Dobson. Egbo. There's been some sloppy moments at the back from Pompey. We haven't said that too often this season. Scarlett, good hold-up play, good centre-forward play. He's got the free kick.
Yeah, terrific stuff from Dane Scarlett, holding the ball, securing it. It's not a bad foul for Charlton to give away. Takes a sting out of the Portsmouth attack.
Well, he adds a touch of class to that Pompey front line, but they've got to get him into the game more. Simple as that.
His movement, especially from our position up here, Gary, you can see him constantly running off the Charlton centre-backs, but they're just not finding him with those runs.
Over Bishop. Dale. Sessegnon with some good defending. Clearance though, straight to Pack. This is surely the last chance of the half. Koroma wanted it, and the offside flag is up. And that is that for the first half. Charlton in front here in the 17th minute. A brilliant header from Ryan Inniss. Did he foul Michael Morrison to get there? The referee said no and awarded the goal. Their first goal from a set play this season. Dane Scarlett from an offside position. The flag stayed down. He was clearly pulled back by O'Connell. No penalty given. And just 5 minutes later, Charlton extended their lead through Corey Blackett-Taylor on the breakaway. Lots to discuss. A good first half at the Valley at half-time. Charlton 2, Portsmouth 0.
Charlton 2 goals to the good at half-time against Pompey at the Valley. All the chat before the game was how good Pompey are from wider parts of the pitch and set pieces. However, it's Charlton scoring for the first time this season with a set piece that put them ahead. Ryan Inniss, the man who seemingly, Chris, just outmuscled the opposition to get on the end of the cross.
He did, and when you look at sort of the aerial power that they have, it's quite surprising that's their first set-piece goal. Great delivery. They played it short. I was just saying to Matt that, yes, Inniss is overpowered. I think it's Michael Morrison. But Raggett, in the middle of the 6-yard, he's there to sort of help out. Because Inniss is powerful. He's a good size. He's very strong in the air. But he's misjudged it. And is it a foul? Possibly in the Premier League. But this is the EFL. You've got to be stronger. And, you know, great connection. Goal.
Maybe debatable foul in that one. What we thought was a definite foul later in the game. Dane Scarlett found himself pulled to the floor. Matt, can you see any reason at all why this hasn't been given as a penalty?
The only foreseeable reason could be that the linesman told him maybe in his ear that he was offside as the ball went in and maybe didn't give it. That's the only thing I can think, because he's clearly offside as the cross comes in. I think that Dane picks up a good position the other side of O'Connell, and it's blatant to see it's a pull. You see O'Connell there, he's got his hand up claiming offside, but Pompey would be disappointed they didn't get a penalty from that. I don't think that Dane could have done much more. Maybe the referee's view was distorted, but no, it looks like a penalty.
Been very nice there and pleasant as ever. There was a second goal. It was a Josh Koroma underhit cross which led to a good finish from Corey Blackett-Taylor, Matt, but there's a bit of a ghost touch in here that seems to set him up for the goal.
Yeah, he does really well. I mean, the pass there from Koroma obviously gets cut out, and Ogilvy slightly out of position. It's a wonderful pass there.
Clearly onside, of course.
Yeah, clearly onside, puts him in, and then he's got one thing in his mind. He goes towards goal. Ogilvy can't get back, but that extra touch there, I thought, would give the goalkeeper, Griffiths, just the opportunity to come out. It's that touch there, but he doesn't, and it's a great finish by Blackett-Taylor there.
Coming to the team, of course, this evening. Justified his selection, putting his side 2-0 up at the break. However, it's Pompey, of course, with work to do in the second half. First time this season, they've conceded 2 goals in the first half, the visitors. As for Charlton, though, it's so far so good at the Valley. A week of EFL action coming your way right here on Sky Sports. Familiar stomping ground for Tony Mowbray. Sunderland taking on Blackburn tomorrow, 7:30 Sky Sports Football and Sky Sports Arena. Stoke taking on Rotherham, that's also tomorrow. On Wednesday, it's Millwall against Watford, 7:30. Then on Friday, we're back in League One. Ipswich against Derby County, also on Sky Sports Football. Meanwhile, here at the Valley, Charlton 2 goals to the good. Ryan Inniss powering in Scott Fraser's cross. Their first goal from a set piece this season. Corey Blackett-Taylor coming into the side and starting on the left-hand side, making it 2-0 to the Addicts as we head towards the second half. Well, last time Pompey were 2-0 down at half-time against Wigan back in April. They went on to win that game 3-2. 2 changes, maybe a suggestion of what's to come in the second half. More on those with Dave Edwards and Gary Taffo.
Yes, thank you, David. A double change made by Danny Cowley. He's bringing on Zach Swanson and Michael Jacobs. And he's taking off a centre-back in Michael Morrison, and he's taking off in-form Josh Koroma. Swanson coming on for just his 3rd League One substitute appearance of the season. Signed from Arsenal in July. And Michael Jacobs, 30-year-old midfielder, scored 2 in his last 2 actually against Charlton. That's Swanson coming on. There is Jacobs, scored in the 3-1 win here, February 2021. So a decisive double change made by Danny Cowley, who must be bitterly disappointed with the way that first half went. Standing there with his brother Nicky. And we're good to go in the second half. No changes for Charlton. No surprise there. First half could hardly have gone better for them. Leading as they do by 2-0. Pompey have scored in 16 of the last 17 League One matches. And in fact, the only time they failed to score, they still picked up a point. A 0-0 draw against Lincoln early in the season. So they know where the net is. They just need to get better service into the front men, don't they, Dave? That's the key.
Yeah, Danny Cowley shuffled his pack a little bit. I don't know if it's tactical or injuries, but the 2 players off were involved in both of Charlton's goals, but the players they brought on definitely have an attacking ability. Zach Swanson will get up and down that right-hand side. Michael Jacobs got loads of quality. someone I know very well, played with him at Wolves. He goes inside, outside, technically gifted, manipulates the ball ever so well, and he can pop out of a goal as well. Even though he's quite diminutive, he's very good in the air. So another option for Portsmouth when getting balls into the box.
Stockley got his head to that, needed to be cleared. On the front foot again, right at the start here, Charlton. Sessegnon. Fraser. Here's Ryan Inniss. He will use Joe Wallicott here. Didn't have a huge amount to do in that first half. Pompey now attacking the end where their fans are housed behind. Their fans are certainly playing their part. 2,500 of them. Bishop. And will run through for Jacobs. Jacobs tries to place it, was stumbling as he did so, but straight into the action.
Yeah, the initial work from Colby Bishop was excellent, using his body ever so well. Dragging Egbo underneath the ball. And that allows Michael Jacobs to latch onto it, and then he's driving in field. And this is what he does so well. So he chops, he goes back, he can go both ways. And unfortunately, his stride pattern wasn't quite right as he went to hit the ball. He was stretching for it. It ended up a positive start by Portsmouth.
He's here again. Jacobs hasn't scored in the league since August. Pack. Swanson. Robertson now at centre-back. Ogilvie, where a lot of the fans would like to see him at left-back. Powerful header there from Egbo. Wide by Fraser. Sessegnon to Scott Fraser. Stockley was waiting to pounce, wasn't he? Big number 9, his eyes lit up. Egbo. Cleared by Robertson, worked out nicely. And Pack with the ball over the top. Scarlett. Egbo managed to pinch it. End-to-end feel about the game now. Blackett-Taylor. Stockley waiting in the middle. Instead, he's rolled it square for Kirk. Good block. Blackett-Taylor again. Little drop of the shoulder. And Swanson put it behind via a deflection off Blackett-Taylor. Goal kick.
Once again, Charlton excellent in that transition, winning the ball back and getting it out to Blackett-Taylor as quickly as possible. He drives in. It's Kirk who gets it on his favoured right foot, chops back onto his left. Doesn't get his shot away. Blackett-Taylor tries to keep the attack alive, and it's good defending from Swanson in the end.
Dobson. O'Connell. Now Inniss. It's a good strong central defensive partnership that, wasn't it? Raksaki with another delightful turn. Loves nothing more than running at players. Lost out this time. Back by Jacobs. Field by Ogilvie. Now Pack. Jacobs. Saki pulled him back. Good noise from the away end. Loud and proud. And they'd love a goal to cheer, that's for sure. That's a really good, positive burst forward by Morel. One back by Fraser. A flick from Kirk, didn't quite come off. Jacobs, dispossessed. It's frantic and frenetic. Both sides winning back possession, then giving it away. Full-blooded stuff.
Certainly, it's fabulous to watch. Two teams going at it. Throwback of a game with two 4-4-2s. Attacking football, winning the ball back, getting the ball wide. It's entertaining to watch.
Morel. Jacobs. Ogilvie. It's a really teasing delivery. Inniss puts it behind for a corner.
Ogilvie just gets the ball out his feet, delivers early. Always hard to defend when you're running back towards your own goal. Puts it into a decent area. It means that Inniss has to make the interception.
Well, it's all about the delivery here from Michael Jacobs with the in-swinger. Oh, it was right on the money, wasn't it? Into a great area. Raggett came running onto it.
Yeah, on the money from Michael Jacobs into that area to attack, and Raggett it is who wholeheartedly goes for it, competing with Ryan Inniss. In the end, the Charlton man does enough.
Showing a real determination to keep their clean sheet intact here. No foul there. Kirk. Blackett-Taylor. Stockley waiting in the middle. Blackett-Taylor! Brilliant stop! So nearly 3-0. Josh Griffith to the rescue for Pompey. He's having a great game, Blackett-Taylor.
Yeah, Blackett-Taylor is in the groove, and this has been the difference between the teams. Charlton better when they drive forward on the counter-attack. Blackett-Taylor shifted onto his right foot, and he makes Josh Griffiths produce a world-class save. Big right hand by the Portsmouth stopper to keep it out the net. Good football all around.
And to keep Pompey in this game, surely. Cracking first 10 minutes of the second half here. Scott Fraser to take Charlton's 6th corner. Much easier for Griffith this time.
Yes, the first set piece they put in that area, because they do have Colby Bishop and Josh Griffiths in that 6-yard area, both capable of coming and getting the ball and trying to keep it away from. That's the first one they've dragged into that area, and it's easily dealt with by Portsmouth.
Just overhit by Morel. There's certainly a save that warrants another look from Josh Griffith. This is top class.
Yeah, it's terrific from Blackett-Taylor, but gets such a good strike on the ball, and the reactions from Joshua Griffiths are excellent. He's got a big frame, but he still has to get that right hand to it, reacts quickly, and that is a top save.
Young man on loan from West Brom, only 21. Has been named in England under-21 squads, yet to win a cap. Blackett-Taylor. Chasing down here, Robertson, trying to force the error. Robertson, Ogilvie. Jacobs dispossessed. Inniss.
George Dobson again, nicking the ball. He's been so good for Charlton tonight. Stopping Portsmouth, getting ahead of steam at all times. First the ball on so many occasions.
Jacobs won that. Could be danger here. It's Scarlett. He goes over, no foul. Morel, that is a foul.
George Dobson, he's been combative all day. We're just singing his praises, how many times he wins the ball back. A bit over-eager on this occasion. He gets his foot in there. Then as it comes to Joe Morel, just nips the ball away from Dobson at the last moment. It's a definite foul. It's an opportunity in a wonderful position now for Portsmouth.
Well, you couldn't much better position, could you? Jacobs, Pack, both lurking. Certainly looks like it's got Michael Jacobs' name all over this. It is Jacobs, and it's not a problem for Joe Walcott. Just one step to his right. Going over, no foul. Ogilvie takes the throw. Jacobs. Inniss heads away. Launched into the sky by Stockley. Looks like Danny Cowley is going to make further changes to try and turn this gape around. Another double change looming by the looks of things. Egbo with a bit of defending to do here against Conor Ogilvie. That is Jay Mingy, former Charlton player. Looks like Ronan Curtis to come on as well. Jacobs. Little back heel looking for Bishop. Goal kick. We're ticking towards the hour mark. Curtis and Mingy getting ready to come on to try and turn things in Pompey's favour. Curtis has twice scored here at the Valley for Portsmouth. Scored an absolute beauty here last season. Jacobs looking for Scarlett. Now Jacobs there has gone down in a crumpled heap. Player who hasn't been on long, of course, for Pompey.
He's had some trouble with his hamstring in recent weeks. Michael Jacobs, be hoping that that's not the same issue again. It's definitely what he's feeling.
Yeah, left hamstring.
If you see abuse
Shake of the head.
Please report it. Text 64446 and begin your message with the word hate, H-A-T-E. followed by...
Well, that'll be a really sad blow for Jacobs if he has to come off.
To the control room. Thank you.
Yeah, he has been heavily involved, hasn't he, since he's come on at half-time. See glimpses of the quality he has. It's been a big loss for Danny Cowley. And no doubt change his thoughts on these substitutions.
So a little bit of a rethink, perhaps, for Danny Cowley. In a way, that's a good thing. It happened just before he was about to make this crucial double change, but it's another big blow. Turning into one of those nights for Pompey. And you can't run off a hamstring injury, that's for sure. His race is run, and Ronan Curtis comes on in his place.
Number 24 is Michael Jacobs.
That's a very decent replacement, you have to say. But you have to feel for Jacobs.
Ronan Curtis will definitely add some enthusiasm to this Portsmouth team. Very experienced now. Always looks to play on the front foot. Will try and get at defenders.
Bishop with a lovely header. Trying to get straight into it here. Curtis comes off Inniss. That'll be a corner. Owen Dale comes across to take this sixth corner for Pompey. Everyone back to defend it for the Addicts here. Deep from Dale, Robertson back across goal. Looked like a little bit of a push on Raggett. Dale goes for the curler.
Better corner this time to the back post, and as it comes back in, you see Stockley gets up when his arm is clearly in the back of Raggett. Is it enough for him to go down?
No huge appeal there, it must be said. Blackett-Taylor. Kirk back to Blackett-Taylor again. Fraser.
No.
That is a free kick. Players surrounding the referee. They didn't feel there was a lot in that. And Marlon Pack, of course, on the yellow card, not at all happy with the manner of that fall. Plenty of players getting involved. In fact, all the players getting involved. Scott Fraser is still down. The referee just looking to diffuse situation here. Pack has fled the scene, as it were. Oh, it's a crucial moment. It is a second yellow for Marlon Pack. He's off. Portsmouth's night goes from bad to worse.
Hammer blow for Portsmouth and Danny Cowley. They've lost the influential midfielder Marlon Pack. He's such a good player from this season. With his experience, you don't expect him to make these tackles and put himself in this sort of position. As you see, it's so close in timing. It's just the alertness of Scott Fraser to nip in front of Marlon Pack at the last minute. Marlon Pack is already committed, makes the foul. It is a booking, which means it is a red card. Mountain to climb now for Portsmouth.
Well, I think the bad news for Pompey is that I think Pack was going to be substituted here, but he got himself sent off before Danny Cowley could make that change. Free kick to Charlton, in by Fraser, free header! O'Connell scores to make it 3-0! It's turning into a truly desperate night this for Pompey, but what a night for Charlton! Another set play, another free header, another goal, and the 10 men of Pompey, well, their race is surely run.
The simplest of tasks for O'Connell. Fraser doesn't have to do much of the cross. Portsmouth don't look to be organised. As O'Connell ghosts in, looks to be just onside. He has the freedom of the Portsmouth penalty area to head home the simplest of tasks. Josh Griffiths, absolutely no chance. Simple goal for Charlton. And Portsmouth are all over the place.
Well, Ben Garner's first signing as Charlton manager has just headed in his first goal for Charlton Athletic after his summer move from Rochdale. 3-0 to Garner's side. The last throws of the dice here. Dane Scarlett coming off to be replaced by former Charlton player in Rico Hackett, and another ex-Charlton player in Jay Mingy coming on for Owen Dale. This is not going to plan for those Pompey supporters who made the journey up the A3 earlier. And with 10 men, it's going to be fiendishly difficult for them to get back into this. Blackett-Taylor. Charlton thinking about adding more goals to their tally. Kept it in as well. Home fans are really enjoying that. Midway through the second half. That's a foul on Mingy. And, one or two angry reactions. The yellow card coming out again.
Powerful run from Mingy, draws the tackle in. Here's Egbo, the rather cynical challenge. Joe Morrell steams in and pushes. Egbo, no need to do that, especially in the circumstances. Portsmouth need to regather their thoughts here, get control of their emotions.
A yellow card for Steven Sessegnon. And another yellow card there for Morrell, I think.
Yeah, it was Sessegnon who made the tackle, which was definitely a booking. And then Morrell just showing the emotions this Portsmouth team are feeling at the moment. He reacts needlessly, gives himself a booking. And now he's going to be walking a tightrope for the rest of this game, just like Marlon Pack was.
Temper's definitely frayed. Corey Blackett-Taylor gets a huge ovation as he makes his way off here after a terrific individual performance. He'll be replaced by Albie Morgan. And we're also going to see Jack Payne replacing Jezerin Raksaki. Two wide players both being withdrawn. Jack Payne, who came on to score a fine header on Tuesday against Exeter. I don't think he scores many towering headers. That's a superb goal from him. Someone, of course, played under Danny Cowley at Lincoln. Knows him only too well. This is 350th career appearance.
The two Charlton wide players have been excellent. Made the difference, in particular Blackett-Taylor scored his goal and been a constant threat on that left-hand side.
Nicely done by Curtis. Just a little flick there from Mingy. Collects it himself. It's a lovely looking ball as well by Mingy, who was trying to pick out Curtis. He's gone behind for a corner to Pompey.
Yeah, Jay Mingy's made a lively start since he's come on. Real dynamic midfielder, drives the ball so well. This occasion puts a dangerous ball into the box, makes Charlton defend it. Doc, is there
It'll be the left boot of Clark Robertson to take the corner. 18 minutes left. Good header away by Inniss. He's had a commanding performance at the back. Forward it goes by Swanson. Goalkeeper started to come, makes a good smothering stop. Bishop looked favourite just for a split second. Did well there, Wollacott.
Yeah, just for a second, as that ball came back into the box, it looked like Bishop was going to get on the end of it, but Wollacott, good starting position.
Launched by Owen O'Connell. This is the tale of the tape overall, Dave. What do you make of it?
I think the key marker there is touching the opposition box. Although Portsmouth have had the slight majority of the ball and similar shots, you can see Charlton, where they've done the damage, they've got into Portsmouth box on many more occasions, and that's been the difference.
Ogilvie. Robertson. Oh, that's a wonderful touch from Bishop. So nearly let Curtis in. Dobson. Payne. Ogilvie. Did get a nudge. Pompey heading for back-to-back away defeats for the first time since February. It's run all the way through to Bishop. Got Swanson up there with him. It's had a play for a throw to Pompey. They are going to launch a dramatic late comeback. They need a goal soon. Not easy with 10 men, but they have won that free kick courtesy of the foul by Fraser.
Joe Morrell almost on his own in midfield now. There's a lot of emphasis on what he can do with the ball. Stepping forward well on that occasion. Portsmouth really needs something quickly now to try and galvanise this team and try and make this Charlton team and the crowd a little bit nervous at the moment. It's a bit too comfortable for them.
Well, this is a long way out for Rico Hackett. Looks like he fancies it. He does, and that's not a problem for Wollacott.
He's going to take something special from that range. Far too easy for Joe Wollacott.
Both sides guilty of cheap giveaways there. This is Hackett again. Ogilvie, now Curtis. Little flick from Bishop out to Ogilvie. Not the touch he had in mind. That's a corner. Lots of good, honest endeavour here from Pompey, despite the odds being stacked against them. Corner to be taken by Robertson. Ball actually curled out of play. Charlton going to make some changes, I think.
Substitution for the outset. Inniss. Please show your appreciation for the skipper.
So, Jaden Stockley going off to be replaced by Chukwuemeka, who came off the bench to score here on Tuesday against Exeter. Actually made quite an impression, actually. Suffered a calf injury in pre-season. That was his first appearance of the campaign, so he is being eased back in. And we're also going to see Sean Clare, who will replace on loan Stephen Sessegnon. Clare, a scorer here in that big win over Plymouth back in August. Scored his first Charlton goal in this fixture last season. 2-2 draw.
Two expected changes there from Charlton. Sessegnon on a booking, so it makes sense to get him off the pitch. No need to risk him. And it's vital for Chukwuemeka to get some more minutes, get him back to full fitness. He's got a good opportunity now against 10 men. Try and keep building that fitness and confidence.
Pretty sure Chukwuemeka would have been chomping at the bit to get on in this situation. 3-0 up, opposition a man light. Here he is. That's not the end of the changes. Another one for Charlton with Conor McGrandles, Scottish midfielder, coming on to replace Scott Fraser. Good night's work for him.
Number 12, Conor McGrandles.
Plenty of assists for Scott Fraser this evening. Been excellent in and out of possession, but the quality of his left foot has caused problems all night.
Free kick to Charlton. Don't forget, more live League One action for you on Friday. From Portman Road, Ipswich versus Derby, 7:30 Sky Sports Football. Feature interview with Paul Warne in that one.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Had a good start to life as Derby County manager after leaving Rotherham. Just over 10 minutes left, and the home fans in that luxurious position you don't often find yourself in, of feeling very confident of getting the 3 points even with over 10 minutes to play. 3-0 up against 10 men, doesn't happen very often.
Charlton are managing the game so well at the moment. Garner's been a terrific job in managing the substitutions as well, making them at different times, just a couple of minutes apart, just to keep killing the game, taking the sting out of it, not giving Portsmouth any chance to build up any head of steam.
Egbo. Straight to Ogilvie. Curtis. Ogilvie again. back by Morel. Robertson. Certainly at no stage of Danny Cowley's side throwing the towel in. They've rarely looked like getting back into it. Little cushioned header from Bishop was delightful. Curtis. There it goes by Payne. Ogilvie with the throw. Given away by Morel. Curtis has managed to squeeze it forward to Rico Hackett, but look how quickly he was surrounded. Curtis again. It's the sort of tenacity that Pompey are going to be needing here, but they've lost it. And here's Albie Morgan, and options to his left. Oh, great ball, so nearly picking out Kirk. Out it goes by Swanson.
Albie Morgan, he saw Charlie Kirk early on. You see him get his head up, and then he tries to feed the ball in front of him. And it takes a recovering Swanson to get his left foot to the ball and force light for a corner.
Charlie Kirk, who so nearly got on the end of that, will take the corner. Tried to get first contact through O'Connell. Headed forward again by McGrandles. A swing by O'Connell this time. Ricochets kindly as far as Charlton are concerned. Could they make something happen here? Payne was in that near post heading position again as he found himself against Exeter. It's a foul by Dobson. Won't get away with that one because Pompey were about to launch a nice counter-attack.
Mingy receives the ball really well. He's aware of Dobson, flicks the ball away from him, draws in the challenge. George Dobson into the book.
Prolific scorers Charlton are at home this season. 16 goals in 7 games now. No one's going to relish coming here this season, that's for sure. Can pick up a few more points on the road, then they will certainly be among those challenging for the playoffs. Raggett looking for Curtis. Well, the night began with such hope for those Pompey fans, but it's been rather gruesome in the end. Egbo. As we tick towards the final 5 minutes here at the Valley. By Dobson. Here come the allays from the home fans, loving this. Certainly a very, very difficult fixture on paper. They approached it with real positivity and gusto. Done by O'Connell, but that's been won back by Pompey. This could be a chance with Curtis in the middle, headed away by Inniss, who's defended quite superbly this evening and of course got the opening goal so crucially. Here is Anike, straight through the heart of Pompey. Space on the right-hand side for Payne. Payne wants to take it on. That got a deflection for a corner. Really good block, actually, by Raggett.
So this has been the difference this evening. Charlton's so good when they counter. Numbers over is Jack Payne on this right-hand side, wanting to cut in on his left foot. And it takes a super block from Raggett in the end to deny the Charlton man.
Still getting some treatment there, Rico Hackett, while all this goes on. The last thing that Pompey need is another injury on top of everything else that's gone wrong for them this evening. A brutal night for the Cowley brothers, this. He's off the pitch, so they can take the corner. Sean Clare. Two over on that left side, and they're looking to take full advantage of it. Payne was lurking with intent, headed away by Raggett again. Dobson, Payne. Inniss was still up there. Payne again, good looking ball that, and Nike was waiting. Stage now where Pompey just want this game to end, I think. There's another foul on Mingy. Might well be another yellow card for another breakaway stopped. Albie Morgan, player who'll be shown the yellow card here.
Yeah, it's the third yellow card that Mingy's attracted tonight. Must say, he is one of the positives coming on off the bench and making a difference. Driving forward again. Trying to put a bit more spirit into this Portsmouth performance.
Mingy only played a couple of games for Charlton. They were both in the EFL Trophy competition. So 2 minutes plus stoppage time to play here. It's all academic at this late stage, the scoreline as it is. Charlton with the numerical advantage as well. Hackett. Clever disguised ball out to Swanson. Good header away by O'Connell. And well cleared by Morgan. Elements of the Pompey performance that show us why they are where they are in the table, but the goals they've conceded so disappointing from their point of view.
They conceded a lot of goals from crosses this season so far, Charlton, but they have defended the box ever so well this evening. O'Connell and Inniss clearing everything. There's only the once where got caught out slightly in the first half with the Dane Scarlett incident, but apart from that, they've been excellent.
A chance to maybe get some momentum and continue this push up the table. Shrewsbury away. Their old club, Dave, is their next match on Saturday. Then back-to-back home games. NK Dons and Ipswich, of course, flying high. Top of the table. Morgan takes it on, pushed away by Griffith. Would have been the crowning glory for Charlton.
Yeah, another solid save by Josh Griffiths. Albie Morgan, lovely first touch, just to open his body out, meaning that the Portsmouth defenders can't get near him. It's a true strike. It's a comfortable save by Griffiths, but he does well to bat it away from any sort of danger.
So we are in 6 minutes of stoppage time, a minimum of the end of this game. You can imagine the anxiety amongst the home supporters if it was only 1-0. Speaking of anxiety, that face says it all. It's been a night to forget. They're away at Forest Green on Saturday. Then they've got back-to-back home games against Oxford and Shrewsbury again. Really nicely done that by Payne, and he's got the free kick as well.
Joe Morrell sheepishly walking away there, already on a booking.
They're ticking off, but nothing more for the Welshman. They've scored from a couple of set plays tonight. Charlton, they've got another one here. Albie Morgan over the ball. Oh, that's a great ball, and Chukwuemeka was on the end of it. The king of the goals as a substitute.
Yeah, delightful cross from Morgan, straight across the face of that Portsmouth defence. When Aniki gets there, you expect him to do better. You expect him to be able to head the ball back across goal, just stretching a little bit too much. Can't direct it on target.
Nice turn from Mingy. Just tried to measure that for Bishop. Could still work out nicely for them. Hackett might take it on here. Decent block by a combination of O'Connell and Dobson. Clark Robertson. Flicked out wide for Ogilvie. Wastes no time getting it in, but slumped shoulders in the middle from Colby Bishop. Well, Dave, you get the honour of naming the player of the match tonight. Who are you going to go for?
There's been a lot of good performances in that Charlton team, but I'm going for Corey Blackett-Taylor. He's been the main man. He's made the things happen tonight. He's been direct every time he's got the ball. He's kept going at defenders. I say he got that key second goal as well. It'll be a delight to watch.
I'm sure he was very disappointed to come off because he was having a great time out there, wasn't he?
Shows the strength of this Charlton squad though. Losing someone like Miles Leeburn and bringing in Corey Blackett-Taylor, who has impressed from the bench.
I think the fans were disappointed that there wasn't another forward brought in the summer window, but even losing Miles Leeburn on Tuesday, they've responded brilliantly here. The side looks full of goals. ...6 months since they lost at home to Morecambe. Mingy, terrific run from Jay Mingy, and Clare with the foot in. Anike lurking with intent there. Cleared here by Robertson. Curtis straight out of play. It's been that kind of night for Pompey. Utter frustration.
I think that sums it up nicely. The key moments in the match which have got away from them. In the manner they conceded the second goal, which really killed the game after having an attack themselves and giving the ball away needlessly. The disappointment of not getting the penalty as well. The game kind of went in those vital moments in the first half. They haven't been able to recover.
surely be the last meaningful attack of the game. Egbo. A majestic night for Charlton Athletic, back-to-back victories. It's all going swimmingly for Ben Garner, particularly here at the Valley, the Happy Valley. A really comprehensive victory over Pompey tonight, in front early on through Ryan Inniss's header. Charlton's first goal scored from a set play this season. Player of the match, Blackett-Taylor, made it 2. But only after Pompey were denied a penalty appeal after what looked like a clear pullback on Dane Scarlett by O'Connell. Blackett-Taylor made it 2 on the counter in real style. And then O'Connell himself headed home from another set play. A free header to make it 3-0 midway through the second half. Job done for Charlton. Their misery compounded by the red card for 2 yellows for Marlon Pack. And in truth, Danny Cowley's side, in the end, well beaten. If you're leaving us over on Sky Sports main event, you can tune into Sky Sports Football to catch all the reaction from here at the Valley. It is finished. Charlton 3, Portsmouth 0.
That's the type of game that you like on a Monday evening in Sky Bet League One. Goals galore, contentious decisions, non-decisions made as well, and even a red card thrown in for good measure. But Ben Garner, the Charlton manager, very happy indeed with his boys tonight. Back-to-back victories now for them in League One. Very comprehensive. Once again, they remain unbeaten at the Valley. As for Pompey, that's just their second defeat of the season. Plenty more EFL action coming your way over the course of the week. 2 games for you tomorrow. Blackburn against Sunderland is 7:30 Sky Sports Football. Stoke Rotherham is 5-8 on Sky Sports Arena. On Wednesday, the new den for Millwall against Watford, 7:30, also on Sky Sports Football. Then on Friday, we're back in League One. Ipswich against Derby, 7:30 on, you guessed it, Sky Sports Football. The long-awaited second series of the Sky Original Gangs of London returns. All episodes Thursday on Sky Atlantic. Chris Powell's looking forward to that one. Before then, though, him and Matt Taylor have got plenty to tell us about what they've seen tonight at the Valley. Charlton putting Pompey to the sword. 3 goals scored, no reply. It gets them up into the top half. Here are your League One headlines. Leaders Plymouth made it 5 wins in a row at Stadium MK. Finnazaz with a brace for the Pilgrims. Lincoln dealt Ipswich their first home league defeat of the season. Ben House feeling very at home in the Tractor Boys 6-yard box, scoring in the 24th minute. Derby County made it 2 wins from 3 league games for new boss Paul Warne at Accrington. William Osula with a brace in this one. And Corey Blackett-Taylor was amongst the scorers tonight at the Valley. This, the second of Charlton's 3 with no reply at home against Pompey. The battle at the bottom ended a point apiece as Burton drew with Morecambe. Sheffield Wednesday made it 4 wins from 5 with victory at Cambridge. Bristol Rovers continued their terrific recent form with a crushing victory over West Country rivals Cheltenham, and Wycombe came from behind to inflict Peterborough's first league defeat in 5. This is how it leaves the top end of Sky Bet League One. Charlton up into the top half in 10th, Pompey down to 5th. The top 2 remaining Plymouth and Ipswich. Cracking game tonight then, of course, for Charlton tonight. Back-to-back wins now for them. They remain undefeated at the Valley. The man in charge of this, of course, leading his team to another victory, Ben Garner. Ben, thank you very much for joining us, the Charlton boss. Back-to-back league wins. You must be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, very pleased. I thought it was a really good performance and thoroughly deserved 3 points. And I think we've just had too many draws this season, to put it simply, which has put us in the position we're in the league. But now we're hunting teams down, and we want to get up that table and pick off as many as we can above us.
Is that the case of what it is? Because going into the game, Ben, you were referencing the fact that perhaps the performances weren't getting the results that you wanted. On a night like tonight, they knit together perfectly.
Yeah, I think we had some performances earlier in the season, but I would say our best 2 performances of the season, we lost both games. So it's sort of taking the positives from their performance and maintaining that level of confidence in what we're doing. So we've had to sort of juggle things around a little bit and find a way of playing that suits us and suits the personnel that we've got within the group, and I think we're starting to do that now. And our home form's been terrific. Now we look ahead to Shrewsbury on Saturday, and we want to pick up that first away win in the season that we badly need.
Is that a test of your adaptability then as a manager? You look at who you've got and then you work out how to play with who you've got.
Yeah, I think coming in I had a way of playing in mind and a shape that I thought would suit us, and we didn't quite get the final couple of pieces of that jigsaw, if you like, in the window. So since then it's been a case of looking at different ways of playing, different formations, and finding a way that gets the principles we want across but also suits the players that we have. And I have to credit the players. They've been really adaptable, they've been really open to what we're doing, and even when we weren't winning the games that we wanted, the spirit remained very high. The way they've conducted themselves in training has been excellent, and I think on the whole we're developing as a group.
And a goal from a set piece tonight, the first one of the season. You must be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, not as pleased as Anthony Hayes. He's absolutely buzzing. No, we've improved over the season, and we put a lot of detail into them, and we've had a couple of opportunities that haven't gone in. So to get 2 tonight was really pleasing and justifies the work that we put into them.
I saw you talk earlier on in the season with regards, you talked about a run where the wins weren't exactly coming, and you took full responsibility for that as the manager. So when a game goes right like it does tonight, where does the responsibility for that lie? Is it totally you, or is it with the players?
All credit to the players. They've been outstanding, and as I say, even in that run where we weren't winning games, the way they still approached training, the spirit didn't drop. We've had to address 1 or 2 things within how we're going to work and the principles that we want and the standards that we want at this football club. But all credit to the players tonight. They were excellent.
So it gets you up to 10th in League One, and given, as you say, working out what's best for your team to approach how you attack League One this season, how do you assess yourselves so far sitting 10th?
Yeah, we're a little disappointed, if I'm honest, because I think at least 2-3 of those draws could have been wins, and then it looks very different for us. But, you know, back-to-back wins, all of a sudden we're 3 points off 4th place, and it's looking a lot better. And the nice thing, like I say, is we're hunting. You know, we're looking up at the teams, and we're looking up the table and trying to pick those off. And sometimes you're better doing that than trying to be in the position and holding on, if you like. So we're very much looking up the table, and we just want to, because we've had so many draws, we have to win games, and that will be our mindset each and every game that we play.
Before the game, when you spoke about Miles Leaburn and what he's going to have to deal with as a younger player with an injury right now and how you're going to look after him, it was really kind of respectful and something that really stood out to us here in the studio. But as one door shuts for a player for a small amount of time, you see Corey Blackett-Taylor come in and he can't do much else, can he? Man of the match and a goal as well.
Yeah, Corey was outstanding, and he has got that talent. He's got the athleticism, he's got the ability, and he worked for the team tonight, which is the critical part, you know. And as long as Corey works hard for the team, he can do great things. He really can. And I also thought Charlie Kirk was excellent. He's never played in that position before, and he didn't question it. He took it on in training, and he was excellent tonight. You know, a lovely ball through for Corey's goal. You know, I could talk about each and every one of them. It was a really good all-round team performance.
And that key thing as well, undefeated at home at the Valley. I mean, that's a huge part of your arsenal, isn't it? Pardon the pun, going forward in this division. How well and how noisy that following can push you forward in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, particularly the covered end there, you know, you can hear the noise and the passion that comes down onto the pitch, and that's huge. You know, and we want to keep building that. We want to build the crowds. We want to get the attendances up. We want to develop a style of play here that everyone wants to come and see. You know, and Chris will tell you, it's a fantastic football club, and there's so much potential here. And we've almost reset a little bit and trying to put foundations in place. But hopefully we can keep doing that, and we can bring the good times back here to the Valley.
Ben, thank you very much for your time. You can go and enjoy now with your players, obviously, of course, before the next game comes thick and fast. Such is the manager's lot, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I'll enjoy this evening and then start watching Shrewsbury tomorrow.
Ben, thank you very much for your time. I wish you all the best.
Pleasure. Thank you, guys. Cheers.
Ben Garner there, the Charlton boss. He said Chris is going to tell us all about it. Chris, tell us all about it. The atmosphere at the Valley, it's a key part, isn't it, of what could be a foundation for their success this season?
Absolutely. You're talking about them not playing particularly well away from home. Well, make home your fortress, pick up the 3 points, get the fans behind you. You know, and like he said, he wants to get the place bouncing. You can only do that by performing like they did this evening. And generally, you know, last week against Exeter, they're scoring goals, they're entertaining. Fans will want to come and see that, and you know, hopefully now they can build on that away from home. You know, they haven't won away from home, and I think that's a hurdle they've got to overcome if they've got any aspirations for top 6.
We spoke about it pre-match, didn't we, of course, the disparity with their home form and their form on the road away from London. And it is really quite telling. They're looking for that first away win when they take on Shrewsbury, of course. I mean, fundamentally, it's a very, very good thing if you've got home form like that, Matt. But then how do you turn it into being better on the road?
I think it's a mindset. Ben will just quite simply, I'm sure, ask his players to replicate away from home what they're doing at home. I think that the game coming up against Shrewsbury is a winnable game for them. They'll no doubt take, you know, a number of fans up there. It's a journey, of course it is. But no, I think that judging by the performance tonight, there shouldn't be anything to fear going into any game this season, home or away. They've got excellent players. They scored a varying type of goals tonight. And you know, Ben will hopefully be telling his players that be confident going into the game on Saturday against Shrewsbury and reproduce the levels that they did tonight, and they've got a fantastic chance of overcoming that hurdle, Chris, and winning their first game away from home.
Certainly we're very comprehensive here at the Valley this evening. Charlton 3, Portsmouth 0. We get the thoughts of the Pompey boss, Danny Cowley, after the break, and look in depth at the goals that did the damage. Strong night for Charlton at the Valley, putting 3 past Portsmouth. Back-to-back wins now for Ben Garner and his side. It's only the second league defeat of the season, though, for Pompey. However, it is no wins in 4 for the visitors. We get the thoughts of the Pompey boss, Danny Cowley, now with Jonathan Oakes.
A bad night, Danny. Where's it gone wrong for you tonight?
Yeah, tough night for us. I think everything that could go wrong did go wrong. I think we've picked up a sending off from 3 injuries to boot. So, no, tough for us. I thought we had a good way into the game, had good control for maybe 15 minutes, and then we conceded a really poor set-piece goal. Conceded 2 from set pieces, and we're a big team, so that just shouldn't happen. We conceded 1 against Fleetwood, 2 tonight, and goals change games. And then when you're chasing a team like Charlton, who've got real athleticism, pace on the counter-attack, you leave yourself vulnerable, and yeah, the goals certainly were avoidable for us.
Yeah, were you unusually sloppy tonight? Were you surprised what you were seeing from your team?
Yeah, we let ourselves down tonight. You know, we let our supporters down. Maybe 2,000 Portsmouth supporters that work all day, travel to London to get behind the boys. The others that are at home, yeah, we let them down. Most notably, we let ourselves down. So we have to suffer. We have to feel the pain, and we have to take some time to reflect and learn, and then try to move forward.
Did you see a foul on Michael Morrison for the first goal, or has he got to be stronger in that situation?
Listen, I need to see it back. I'm not going to stand here and complain about referees' performances when our performances as staff and players wasn't good enough. So, you know, we look at ourselves first and foremost.
You had a big penalty shout at 1-0. Dane Scarlett might have been offside, but how big a moment in the game is that?
Like I said, for us, it's to focus on us, and when our performances are not good enough, then we'll look at that first. And yeah, tonight we were well short.
You put on Michael Jacobs at half-time. You lost him again soon after. How did that then change the subs that you were going to make? Was Marlon Pack about to come off before he was sent off?
No, listen, Marlon had a tight hamstring. Michael Jacobs has obviously got an injury too. I think Rico's taken one as well on the knee. So Yeah, I thought actually second half we got a good place in the game, and we were hopeful if we could score one that we could find a way back into the game. But then Marlon's sending off kind of changed the momentum again, and that was the night for us.
You said before the game it was all about the process rather than catching the top three. There's a sizable gap there. How difficult is it going to be for anyone to catch that top three, the way that they look so formidable?
Yeah, I think for us, we're on our own journey. You know, I look at the top three and I look at us. We have to set out our best players to try to improve. We saw Marcus Harness to Ipswich. For us, the focus is on trying to get better and trying to improve and trying to be competitive. And we've had a good start to the season. In the last 3 games, we've probably not found the same level of performance. And as a result, we haven't got the outcomes that we wanted. So we have to, reflect, take a moment, take a deep breath. Football's an emotional game, as we know. These are always emotional moments, but we'll stay level. We didn't get too high when we had a really good start, and we won't get too low now. We'll be disappointed this evening, but we'll learn and we'll move forward.
Thank you, Danny.
Pleasure.
Do you know what? In a sea of relentless referee bashing, it's quite nice to see a manager come out and say it's us lot that weren't up to scratch. Has he been a little bit harsh on his side there? Were they just beaten by a better team tonight, Mike?
I think his team didn't perform to the levels that he knows they can do. He seemed down after the game, which is what you'd expect. You know, Chris and I have been there, and it is emotional when you've lost a game of football to come out and face the cameras. But I think he was honest. Just said his team weren't good enough tonight, and they got beaten by a better team in Charlton.
And one that needed to start scoring from set pieces. The first goal did come from a set piece, Charlton's first of the season. A wonderful ball in, and I was asking Chris at half-time about this, Matt. Just a very physical confrontation on the edge of the 6-yard box from Ryan Inniss, wasn't it?
It was. I think at times you can question desire from players. I think he just wanted it there more than Morrison did. And you know, in the Premier League, would that get looked at by VAR? Maybe. But, he's attacking the ball. And Morrison knows he's there, but just can't do anything about it. And unfortunately, they can't do anything to stop the ball going in the back of the net.
Brilliant delivery. Absolutely first-class delivery.
It's that in-swinging whip with pace, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you're a striker or a centre-back, that's the type of ball you want to attack, and Inniss made it his.
We spoke about Blackett-Taylor coming into the side. Justified his selection, of course, by scoring the second goal of the evening. I wouldn't say that between the three of us we've been in that position too many times, but he showed great composure, didn't he, Chris, to score?
I would normally be the one trying to recover back, but great ball by Kirk, did it early. Ogilvie was trying to sort of join the attack once it turned over. Good first touch there. Then there's the ghost touch, which actually sets him up. After he has the touch sort of there, it just touches his left foot, and then...
Almost seems to slow him down to give him the composure, Corey, doesn't it?
Maybe it did, because then the keeper wasn't sure, if he's still coming at pace or... but he got it through the keeper's legs. 2-0, real commanding position for Charlton. And in many aspects, they dominated the game and deserved a 2-3-0 win.
When Danny Cowley says that everything that could go wrong did go wrong, is this where we see the Marlon Pack second yellow card? Mate, I mean, it's something I've been guilty of many a time, throwing yourself in, not thinking at all the fact that you're on a yellow card. So we're not castigating Marlon here at all, but he's a combative player, isn't he? And he can't really pull out of that, can he?
I think he was frustrated tonight. I think he was frustrated that he wasn't able to impact the game as much as he knows that he can do. He's a huge player for Portsmouth when he gets onto the ball and dictates play. But this is, without a shadow of a doubt, a second yellow card, and it was disappointing for him. Tight hamstring, Danny was saying there, probably going to come off the pitch because they'll need him for the weekend. And now, obviously, they won't have him because he'll be suspended. But I think that was probably a little bit of frustration that he couldn't really get on the ball and dictate as much as we know that he can do.
Compounded, of course, by it leading directly to the third goal, Chris.
Absolutely, yeah. Again, great delivery. The problem with this goal for me is it's a free header.
It's nothing to do with the man down, is it? It's all. It's about marking.
No, you've got to get up against your man, whoever you're marking, when you're in that line. Colby Bishop, I believe, is the last man, so he plays him onside. But no one's engaged O'Connell. No one's got against him. And we saw from the delivery with the first goal, if you let Fraser deliver, he puts it on the money, free header, third goal, game over.
Done and dusted. So where does it leave Charlton then, given what we've heard from Ben, what we've seen tonight, back-to-back victories, still looking for that first win on the road, nicely poised in 10th?
They are. They're some way off Plymouth and Ipswich, but I can see them being a top 6 side for sure. They do have to start picking up points on the road, but they'll get confidence from the past 2 games, 7 goals scored, and I just feel that they're a side that are just finding themselves. You know, Ben said he had a way of playing, but actually he's adapted with the group he's got. He's playing a form of 4-4-2. They're still trying to build from the back, and actually it's working for him, so I'm sure he's thinking long may it continue.
When we listened to Alex Neil as the Sunderland boss going out of League One last season, he kept saying, we're a League One team, even though Sunderland believe themselves to be bigger than that. I think you could file the same opinion at Portsmouth. Matt, you've been there in the glory days. They are a massive fish in that particular pond, 5th now in League One. Is the top 6 an absolute bare minimum for them?
I think it'll be a bare minimum that they'll have set themselves, and Danny will have set that looking at the group of players that he's got. Could they maybe push into the automatic? That'll be the aim, I'm sure, as would have been the aim for Charlton at the beginning of the season. One thing I do know is that the supporters will be passionate. They'll be hurting tonight. They'll want to back their team to get into the automatic positions this season. Is it achievable? I think it is. But what they can't do is put inconsistent performances in, because at the beginning of the season when they were winning, they were producing on a weekly basis, whereas they've obviously tonight been undone, and it's 3-0 away from home, and it doesn't probably look as good as Danny would want it to.
Gents, top stuff as ever. Nothing inconsistent ever about you two. Wonderful guests, of course. More football coming your way. EFL action a go-go over the course of the week. Tomorrow we're back here, Blackburn against Sunderland. Tony Mowbray back to familiar stomping ground. Also tomorrow night it's on Sky Sports Arena. Stoke against Rotherham, that's at 5 to 8. On Wednesday it's Millwall against Watford, 7:30. Then we're back in League One. One of the teams ripping it up. Ipswich at the very top end of the table, taking on Derby County, 7:30. Sky Sports Football. The NBA season gets underway on Wednesday. Philadelphia at Boston, followed by the current champions Golden State against the LA Lakers, both on Sky Sports Arena. So tonight, after this game at the Valley, Pompey dropped to 5th. Charlton charge up to 10th, just 2 points off the top 6. From the 3 of us, a very good night.
Charlie Kirk goes short with this one. Inniss is in there again! Well, they've scored from a set piece now. Blackett-Taylor, the flag stays down. Big chance for Charlton. He's done it! Beautifully taken by Blackett-Taylor. Free kick to Charlton, in by Fraser. Free header! O'Connell scores to make it 3-0.
Sky Sports Football. Feel it all.